On this episode of Playlog, we're going to explain indie games to each other and see if we can guess what they are. But we're going to do it badly. Indies! I'm putting that at the end of the intro now, where they boom, indies! Hey everybody, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that's super boring and it's not fun for anybody, except sometimes it is, but you never know. So, I've got my partner in crime, the Play Nice Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I wasn't gonna be surprised at what was gonna happen at the presidential inauguration.
Oh yeah?
And yet I still was.
You know?
Because I thought they couldn't go any lower, and then they did.
I'll be totally transparent. Haven't seen a thing. Paid no attention. Yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and streamed Fields of Mystria. That's all that happened to me. That's nice. Nothing else happened yesterday.
Well, let me tell you. No,
I did.
I'm not gonna ruin it.
So the one thing that I learned, and I had no context, because again, I turned it off. I'm like, nothing happened yesterday, so I totally forgot it actually happened. But Connor joins the Discord and goes, "Yo, can we believe Elon did the Hitler stance?" I'm like, huh? I'm sorry, what happened? And he explains the whole thing. I'm like, what the? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be an interesting 4 years, man. It's gonna be interesting 4 years.
Sure is.
Yeah, well, you know, but that's okay because our president-elect Donald Trump saved TikTok, so I think we got a bright future coming ahead. You know what I mean?
Sure, especially since he was the one that instigated the TikTok ban in the first place. But you know,
this is one of the things where I don't know how US bound it is, but right now there's a funny bit where everyone is thanking someone completely unrelated for saving TikTok. Like the first one I saw was like, yo, shout out to Lil Yachty for saving TikTok, man. Like, let's go. I've decided I'm thanking Reggie Fils-Aimé for it. So big shout out to Reggie for saving TikTok. Like, couldn't have done it without him. My Nintendo man.
I'm thanking CGDannyB for saving TikTok.
Shucks. I haven't posted on it since it came back. I haven't. You know. You know what? I was so ready. I'm like, I'm going to shorts and reels. I'm going to double down and work on those. The TikTok came back. I'm like, I guess I should just do them all again. Plus shorts, I can do up to 3 minutes now. So like everything I've wanted is there. I have no excuse other than just being lazy at this point. I got to get back in the right mindset, but we'll figure it out. Thanks, Reggie.
You get to choose. Do you give all of your data to the Americans or do you give it to the Chinese?
I'll just give it to everybody. If I give it to everybody, then no one's just like, exactly. Yeah. No one's to fight for it. And then how many subscribers will I get when they go, CGDannyB? I got to find out about this guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Speaking of following CGDannyB, shout out to Sperry Berry Crunch. I saw you followed me it's on OBS right now. I'm looking right at it. I don't know who you were. You found out who I was, and I followed you back. You seem like a vibe of him, a big old beard. In his Twitch description, he's just like, I keep a hoagie in my beard just in case. I'm like, you know what? I like the vibe. Stick around for that. So
excellent.
Sperry Berry Crunch. Also, something about Sperry berries. Like, I don't know exactly what that is, but like that sounds like a delicious cereal. Like I'm seeing pinks, purples, and blues in a bowl. Like that sounds really good. Yeah. But anyway, those aren't indie games. Yo, guys, before we get rolling here, a few quick updates for you. Don't forget that you can head over to somanygames.co.uk where Tofr is part of the writing team. The first review of the year is up. Oh, God. Okay, we deleted it, so I have to worry about saying the name of the game right. So be sure to go over there and read it. It's about a game we discussed later in the episode. I fucked it up, did a thing. No, okay, I see what we're doing. Okay, Tofr, I did not rehearse the thing. I was prepared for it to be the exact same as last week, and my brain was going to work off that, and it changed. You can already see I fumbled this thing. So we're just going to power through to the end and pretend this didn't happen.
Go for it.
But the other writers for the sites have been kicking off their 2025 coverage as well. So again, be sure to go over to somanygames.co.uk and read some articles. That's the point. Go read the damn articles. Fuck, what the fuck? Yeah, it's not even a standing episode, Tofr. What the fuck? Man, also, another quick reminder, as part of our podcast, we'll be doing our monthly book club. We go back and replay some indie classics or finally get around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. For next week's episode, we will be reviewing Hollow Knight. Forge your own path in an epic adventure through a vast ruined kingdom of insects and heroes. Explore twisted caverns, battle tainted creatures, and befriend bizarre bugs, all in a classic hand-drawn 2D style. So, if you want to get involved in the episode, play the game this week on your preferred platform, then head over to our write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on Hollow Knight for our January 28th episode of Playlog Podcast. You can join us live at twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or catch the upload a few days later on youtube.com/CGDannyB. There we have it. Perfect.
And breathe.
Perfect. Breathe. Intro. Done. Timestamp. Boom. We in it, baby. No writing questions this week, so we'll go right into the quick indie news. We have two very short, sweet little articles. To start off, we got to show some love to the game of the year for 2024. Balatro surpasses 5 million copies sold. This article that we have comes from Ed Nightingale over at Eurogamer, but we don't really need to go into the artitle for this. Balatro. Oh, I fucked up your camera, Tofr. So you're all, hold on. Chat, no. Everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. You know what? So I got to tell you. Tofr, I don't know if you noticed, I rounded out the overlay a little bit, right? You see all these little round bits, right? It looks nice. I do realize now, the problem being that the rounded corners don't work for the video when it's squared off. So like now in our little face cams, there's just like a little corner peeking out the top on each one. I'm like, fuck. I was right there, and now it's not going to work. So something I got to figure out in the future. But right now, we're not going to worry about that. What were we saying? Yeah, Balatro sold 5 million copies. How's that? Yes. How's that?
It doesn't it should be a surprise, but it isn't really, because I've just seen Balatro popping up everywhere. I've seen people playing it on their phones at Taylor Swift concerts, at baseball games. It's taken the world by storm, and I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so great. I've told the story already where I was like, you want a code? I'm like, I'm a little busy, maybe not now. Everyone else is playing. I'm like, fuck, can I get that code after all? And I keep saying I could just see Woot getting my email and being like, just sending them a Nigel like, here you go, coward, like, take it. And I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed, I get it. It's so much fun. And like, I know my buddy Connor just picked it up like last week, and he's like, I finally got my first win. He was telling me about like the build he had. I want to say he was like, I'm really looking at like 2 pairs a lot, which is what I do a lot of 2 pair builds. And like, I still get the occasional comment now that TikTok's back of the like, this was nominated for Game of the Year. I'm like, yes, and you haven't played it. I can tell based on your comment. You haven't touched it. Shut your mouth. You're the weird one now. 5 million people are playing it. You're the weird one. Go play it.
Yeah.
Coward.
I also love that the developer was like, hey, thanks for playing my game. Play more indies.
Yes, 100%. Exactly. And I love that. Like, it's the thing of, we've talked about before, like the perspective I have of just like people not like playing indies but not really wrapping their head around what an indie is, or like knowing that, oh, it's a smaller game, they just like, a game looks cool, I'll play it. But I think being more aware and aiming to play those types of games, I think you find so much more love and passion in these smaller titles. You just have to pay attention and try and look for them. And even in the article here, they bring up like Local Thug was like, yo, my game of the year was Animal Well. That shit was great. So like the solo dev to solo dev love, I'm like, perfect. That's great. I love all that.
Yes.
Oh, what a time. Man, Balatro, 5 million units. Let's go for 10, guys. I want 10 by the weekend, okay?
Yeah.
They're getting this on Thursday, so you guys have 2 days to buy 5 million more copies of Balatro. Let's make it happen.
Easy.
Easy peasy. We could do that. Oh, man. But yeah, and then on to our next quick indie news article. We got a bunch of indies coming to Game Pass this week. Tofr quickly shot this my way before we got started, and let me tell you, Game Pass players, we eating good. First off, Sniper Elite, no one fucking cares about that one. Lonely Mountain Snow Riders, we got Orcs Must Die Death Trap, Citizen Sleeper 2, Eternal Strands, Far Cry, I love Far Cry, we're not here. Gigantic, Shady Part of Me, Starbound, Flock, Magical Delicacy, Chia, and The Case of the Golden Idol. Bunch of absolute bangers. These are going out throughout the month. If you want the article, it's over on Eurogamer. They break down what day they all come. I think most of these are like on day and date for Game Pass. So be sure to check those out. Any of these bangers that you're like staring at like you can't wait to jump into?
Yes, I cannot wait to play Citizen Sleeper 2.
I hate I need a day. I need. How long is Citizen Sleeper 1? We're talking like RPG, like
about 9 hours.
Okay, not as bad. I was thinking like a long game, right? You know?
No.
I saw Dice. I was like Disco Elysium, Baldur's Gate. It's long, right? Okay.
No.
I need us to add an extra day to this week. Not like I don't need it for life. Although I think an 8-day week we could fix a lot of things, but we can't change the world. If I can just get an extra like Florbs day in there between Friday and Saturday or something, so I can just be like, today is Citizen Sleeper Day. Don't let me do anything else. I'm gonna do Citizen Sleeper. Then I'm motivated to do 2, but I need to play 1, and that's life.
Let me tell you. Every day is Citizen Sleeper Day.
That's honestly, that's the mentality, folks. Every day is Citizen Sleeper Day. Oh shit. I mean, looking here, I'm very excited for Eternal Strands. Anyone not familiar? It's a Shadow of the Colossus meets Monster Hunter thing. I think it is Yellow Brick Studios like premiere, like their debut game, and it looks fucking awesome. I remember it had like the IGN like spotlight like sometime last year, and instantly I'm like, I'm in. So yeah, that one coming to Game Pass day 1, super exciting. Also Gigantic. That one's been on a roller coaster of, it came out like back on the, I think early Xbox One era, MOBA type deal, hero shooter, but like wasn't very successful, so shut down. Then they brought it back last year, and it seems like it's still not been very successful. Like it's not getting a lot of traction. I'm like, fuck, I want to see this. I love the vibe. And like, part of the thing, I'm like, I want to see this game succeed, but I also have not touched the game. So like, I'm hoping Game Pass is where it gets the audience, where I'm like, cool, people, go play this with your subscription because it looks so dope. But
I get that. I have a similar feeling with Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. That's coming to Game Pass as well, because the first game, Lonely Mountains Downhill, the mountain bike game, was really good, but it had a limited audience, and this one focuses more on multiplayer, so it needs an audience.
Got it. I didn't know it focused. I thought it was like a mode. Okay.
No, it really it has a 2 to 8 person cross-platform multiplayer. So
wow. Okay.
It really could use a good size audience, and I'm hoping it finds it. It released today, as of recording.
Nice.
And at the moment, it sits at 21 reviews.
Okay.
So,
all
but
right.
100% positive reviews. So.
Yeah. You didn't look at that screen. I hit the button wrong order. You didn't see what was on the screen.
I didn't see a thing.
Perfect. Because that means half my answers would already be spoiled. You didn't see nothing.
Oh no! I just saw the huge ass title.
Perfect. Perfect. Let me tell you, this is why we need another man in charge. And I was like, I'm clicking on shit, and I'm like, I engage with Tofr. Fuck, my answers are revealed. But yeah, a few Game Pass players, go check it out. You know, do that thing. Totally unrelated, but semi-related. Company sent me this controller this week. I showed you the actual controller, but it's upstairs.
Okay.
I'm not ready to give full thoughts on it yet, but it's for PC, PlayStation 3, 4, 5, and mobile. So last night I took it upstairs so I could try like Game Pass Cloud, so I could, let me see how it works. I played a little bit of Persona 3, not indie, but you get my point. And I had to figure out how to play like cloud games anymore, because it used to be in the app. You'd open the app, hit play, and it would just like load up on your phone. It's not anymore. Yeah. I'm like, how do I fucking play? You have to go into your browser, type and this might have been because of the Apple thing when they were like, no extra stores on our store type deal.
Yeah.
So I think they might just like put it in the browser. So you have to go like xbox.com/play, sign in with your Game Pass account, and then you're like, got it, now I can play. I'm like, okay, really easy. I just didn't know how to do it anymore. I was lost. I'm like, I can't play the game. Figured it out. Runs pretty good for the controller. So, what's say? If you're interested in a Spark N5, tell them Danny sent you. That's all I got. Not sponsored, but free product, I guess, is important. FTC, don't come after me. But anywho's Azzles, we're on to the topic of the show. And Tofr, this one was your idea. So why don't you tell the people what we're doing today?
Well, last year we had a lot of fun trying to guess games from the Steam reviews that we picked, that we handpicked. And we decided to try something a bit similar, but it involves more work for us.
Just a little.
Yeah. We will take turns explaining the plot and or mechanics of a game to each other, but we'll do so as badly as possible. And the other player has to guess just what the hell we are talking about.
And it's gonna go great. There's gonna be no problems. We're gonna nail it.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna do better than last time, I hope.
Listen, I think you will. I think you got all these. Okay, you might not know this one. This one was one I was like, I like this game. Does Tofr know this game exists? Tofr, I talked about this game. I don't know.
No.
Let me see. Do you want to start? Do you want me to go first? I think mine are gonna be terrible. So I don't know. I won't know what to expect till we get going.
Okay, I can go first. I gave myself a little extra challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I made all of my descriptions about a little guy.
I do like a little guy, you know what I mean?
All of the games I picked are about little guys.
Let's go.
Or are they?
Uh-oh. Hold on. He's gonna be like, I was playing Wandering Village. This little guy is a big old monster just walking around.
Okay, my first pick. You're just a little guy, and you have to fight off tens of other little guys in each round to avoid falling to your death. In the end, you can be crowned the winner, although the crown is always slightly out of reach. Also, I didn't explain that before, but there is a hint system, so we can give additional hints if you need them.
I think I have it, but for some reason I don't feel confident with it. I don't know why. Read it one more time. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. You're just a little guy, and you have to fight off tens of other little guys in each round to avoid falling to your death. In the end, you can be crowned the winner, although the crown is always slightly out of reach.
Okay. I'm more confident. So I'll go through my process, right? You started with you're a little guy fighting off tens. I'm like, tens of thousands of guys. It's Vampire Survivors. Easy, right? Tens of other. I'm like, tens of other. Is that a typo? Is that, oh no. And that's where my brain checked out. And then I missed the falling to your death and getting the crown. I'm like, now I'm lost. But now I'm confident we're talking about Fall Guys.
Hell yeah.
I'm fucking G. I'm a G, baby. Let's go.
Nice.
Put it in there. Oh, baby. Hope you're ready for your first one, because I bet it's easy peasy.
I am not ready at all, but hit me with it.
All right. Ready? A bad person comes home to inconvenience her friends on a daily basis.
A bad person comes into your home?
Comes home. A bad person comes home to inconvenience her friends on a daily basis.
Oh, wow. That's a little mean. That's just, you're being mean to little old May. It's night in the woods.
It is night in the woods.
Damn.
It is. That was like the third or fourth one I came up with. I'm like, let me move that to the first one just to build the start here.
I guess this time I'm on the board.
There we go. Let's get it. I guess since we did, then we just not like say what the hints were just in case, because now that we had them.
Oh, we can tell the hints. Yeah,
might as well. Let me see. For the Night in the Woods ones, I had hint number 1, fun book club. Hint number 2, this is your favorite game. What do you mean you needed a hint?
Nice. My hint for Fall Guys was you can really customize your little guy to look like whatever pop culture figure you like, or a pineapple.
Okay, that's really good. I love that. Oh, but listen, we nailed it right now. Honestly, we're kind of good chat. Yeah. Keep track of your own score. Those of you who are watching when I clicked on the thing, just know you're already -3 points, because that would be cheating because you saw the answers. So don't think you could beat us now. I mean, you can if we suck, but like, just know you're already -3 points, because that would be cheating.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Hit me with another one. I'm ready.
All right. Let's see. Which one do I pick? Because I have many.
The hard ones.
Okay. You're just a little guy who has to use his unique weapon to try and get his lost love back.
I mean, the gut response is right there. It's a Danny-ass game. We know what it is. But also, how many indie games are just a little guy using his special weapon to get his love back? That's a lot of them. I'm like, Super Meat Boy? His whole body is his weapon. He's a meat boy. He's a little guy, but I think the little guy we're talking about here, he's not near me, is Shovel Knight.
Yeah, of course it is.
Okay, good deal, good deal. I see he's right over there. Yeah, I see you, buddy. I see you with that magnet. Mine's the one who has a magnetic shovel, and it's really funny because I have the Cult of Lamb plush too, and the bell broke off. And I was like, shit, I have to sew this back on. I've just been lazy. But because Shovel Knight has a magnetic hand, he has held on to that bell for the last like 2 years. So anytime we Shovel Knight, he's like, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Good times.
Okay.
Let's see. What were those hints though? When you those hints?
My hint was he sure digs himself out of trouble again and again.
Let's go. It's a good one. Yep, it's right there. But it could have been Shovel Knight Dig, or it could have been Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon, or it could be unannounced title of Shovel Knight 2. I can't wait for that game. God, I can't wait.
Shovel Knight Silk Song.
I'm like, can you imagine? Listen. We're talking about it next week. We're talking about. I tweeted or blue skied about this, right? This motherfucking Hornet fighting her for the second time. It's making me wish that Silk Song never comes out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Again, I don't mean it, but I mean it. I swear to God. Find out next week on Playlog Podcast. Let me see. The next one I got for you. A poor girl is forced to work off crippling debt by mixing drinks and flirting with her neighbors.
A poor girl is
and
forced
poor,
to work.
I guess poor could have double meaning. I intended for like, oh, you poor girl, as opposed to financially poor, but it really works both ways.
Okay. I'm immediately thinking of something like Coffee Talk.
Okay.
But I have no idea if you play as a girl in that.
I think it's implied you're a man in Coffee Talk, but that's an assumption. I don't know for sure.
Okay. So a poor girl is forced to work mixing drinks. It's ringing so many bells, and yet there's no. I'm thinking Valhalla. Is it Valhalla, the cyberpunk cocktail game?
It is not. I did not think about Valhalla. Interesting. Damn. I'll be real. When I done, I'm like, oh, there's only one game this applies to, and I like nowadays it's like 40. Like,
is it Potionomics?
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The hints I had were our hero has to use cards to make people feel bad about their spending habits. And I had hint 2 was the poor girl is also a witch, which I think is correct. I think witch is the formal one. Yeah, I just don't know.
Yeah. I just didn't initially make that link between potions and drinks.
Yeah. I think that's where I was telling you, I'm like, I'm concerned with how badly they are, because I'm like, potions are drinks, but like, is drinks to right, but I'm like, is drinks too like and then you went Coffee Talk, I'm like, fuck, I can see where we're off base. This is why the explaining bad is bad for me, because I want to make sure I can explain the game, be like, Danny, what are you fucking talking about? You're fucking stupid. This is bad. I'm gonna need, in the future we should do this again, but I need the audience to write in with these so we could just,
ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, and then either I get someone to compile them, and like, I'd have to figure out how the best way to reveal them. I feel like it'd have to be one of us takes them and asks the other, as opposed to like we both get to play, but I'm cool with whatever we do with that one. Anyway, Chad, if you got any, get ready to prepare. Yeah, that's mine. What I can't speak. What else you
got? Let's go with this one. You're just a little guy, harvesting crops and battling massive beasts, all while earning the big bucks.
Harvesting crops and fighting massive beasts while earning the big bucks. I hate that Eternal Strands next week, and that's what's on my mind, where I'm just like, that's it. That's not it. Fighting the big beast is where I think I'm like, oh, what could it be? And then earning the money. I might need the hint on it, but my first guess is all I could think of is Turnip Boy. I would go commits tax evasion, but I don't think that's it.
Do you want to lock in the answer, or do you want the hint?
Yeah, let's lock in the answer. And then I'll guess again with the hint, but it won't count. But like,
okay, You're correct.
No shit, is it? No way. I was like, I don't know if it is. Okay.
Yeah. The hint was there'll be hell to pay before the government takes away your hard-earned cash.
Okay. The government. Oh, dude. Yeah, I was confident I was just off base on that one. It was gonna be like, oh shit, it was Death's Door. I'm like, you don't get money in Death's Door. I don't.
No.
Oh
That's
shit.
3 for 3. God damn it.
I'm kind of nuts, dude. I'm kind of nuts. Jacob McCourt, put me in for video game trivia, dude. We doing this at PAX East? By the way, guys, there should be a PAX East if you're gonna be there. Come say hi. So gotta figure out hotels and shit. Let me see. Okay. This is one that I think is good, but also I'm like, fuck. Hey. Number 3, a vegetable patch in the middle of the ocean.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
A vegetable patch in the middle of the ocean.
A vegetable patch. Like the game that immediately comes to mind is Gordlets.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you thought of that game while trying to find games for this for this show. Vegetable patch in the middle of the ocean. Can I get a hint?
Sure. Try to think which one of these is better. I came up with 2 for each of the. I guess the second one comes off the first one. So, these veggies are a bit more pumpkin-like. Now.
Give me, you gotta hit me with that second hint.
Sure. These pumpkin-like people roam around just living life while you play God.
The hell? I'm sticking with Gordlets.
Good, you should. yeah, it's Gordlets.
Oh yes.
I had to check. So I double checked, right? I wrote this whole thing and I was like, are gourds vegetables? Yeah, they are. Okay, I'm right. And I'm like, wait. Yeah, gourds are pumpkins. And then it's just like, and then progressively, I'm like, I'm making it more confusing.
Yeah, I just didn't think that was one that you'd consider for this game.
It is. It's one that I had gotten a key for and just hadn't gotten around to. And when we did the podcast, like we discussed it. I played a much earlier build, like still in browser version. And it was just because I always wanted to go back and make a follow-up TikTok, because at first I'm like, this game's fun. There's just not really anything to do. And I'd say like you plant a tree and there wasn't like a delete button. You had to like undo 40,000 times. And I was like, I could use some improvements. And then the developer was like, hey, we fixed these. We did this. Like, I'm like, awesome. I want to make a like stitch of like a Gordlets in 2025. Like if I played it again, way better, dude. And I just hasn't happened. But yeah, I liked Gordlets a lot. And then just
it's a really good time.
Chill time. But yes, it was Gordlets. You did get it.
Damn. Damn. I think I already beat my score from the last
That's one. All you needed, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else is bonus points now.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
Let me see. Let's go for a detective one.
Okay.
I have 3 detective ones.
Ooh, okay.
So
the Black Sad nailed it.
That would be funny because it's not in there. You're just a little guy who also happens to be a hardened detective, ready to crack the biggest case of his career. But what was thought to be a simple theft turns out to be something much more.
Okay. Another spot where I'm like confident it's this one. But what if it's not? You know what I mean?
The hint is gonna give it away.
Yeah.
Like the hint is gonna confirm if you're on the right track or not.
You're right. But do I need the hint? Am I just that indie guy that I don't need these
You are that indie
hints?
guy. I mean,
I
like
am that indie guy. That's right. Dave the Diver, best indie of all time. And this detective game is obviously Duck Detective and the Secret Salami.
Hell yes.
Absolutely. Let's go. Oh, baby.
The hint was you need your powers of deduction to really crack the case.
Let's fucking go. That's it. I can't wait for that sequel. God, I want more Duck Detective.
Same, absolutely.
Gonna be so much fun.
I also kind of want the plush. The Duck
I didn't see
plush.
the plush.
Oh yeah, there is one.
I gotta find this Duck Detective plush. Oh my god, look at him. Chat, hold on. Guys, peep this little man. Oh my goodness, he's sold out.
Yeah.
He got a book and bread. I almost closed the tab again. Let's do that. And then I can close the tab. Now I can do it. Okay, bet. All right. Let me tell you. This is the one where I was like, might have been like, is this a good one? I don't know if it's a good one. We're going to find out. A boy who can't speak goes on an adventure with his best friend and a pirate.
And a pirate?
Mm-hmm.
What? What the hell? A boy who can't speak. An adventure with his best friend and a pirate. You're gonna have to give me a hint because I'm drawing blanks here.
The main character is a bird man.
A bird man?
A bird man.
Pirate. It's not. Why is this not red? Like, I'm drawing blanks, complete blanks.
So, I mean, how many bird games could there be? There's gonna be like maybe 5. There's a lot. There's a lot of bird games.
It's not like a frog game.
Yeah, frog games. There's way too many of those. Birds, untapped market.
A bird's best friend and a pirate. Is there another hint?
There is. I don't know how helpful it'll be, but I could try. Okay. I've bought this game at least 3 times.
The only thing is that with bird people, I have no idea. I am going to go for Sea of Stars.
Final answer?
Final answer.
It is not Sea of Stars. It is Owlboy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where I was just like, is this weird? This is making it, because like, I don't know if you know, look at the cover that the dude's a pirate, the big funky dude, but also who recognized the big funky dude is. I was like, chat, you can tell me it was a bad one.
It wasn't a bad one. It's just I should have played Sea of Stars. Then I would have known that this wasn't the answer.
You should know, yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely some bird people in Sea of Stars. I don't think they're like super relevant, but they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool looking dudes. I think they're later game, but they're cool looking dudes.
Okay.
Cool looking dudes. Alrighty, let's do it. Run it, baby.
Let's go for a really difficult one.
I'm ready. I already have it. I already know the answer. You have to read it yet.
Okay, what's the answer?
Bear and breakfast.
No.
Damn. Okay. I had to look. I'm like, what's the first indie? I have my little potato Hank staring at me from the couch. I'm like, Hank, I got you.
You're just a little guy whose father has grounded him forever. So you try and get out of the place, finding ways past your father's friends and in the end, your father himself.
Oh, okay. I was making this a lot cuter in my head, trying to figure out what could this be. Okay. So mindset, right? Mindset went Binding of Isaac. I'm like, no, it's not your dad, it's your mom. What? That doesn't make any sense. What? And then it clicked, and it's Hades.
It sure is.
Read that again. Fighting past your dad, just friends. That's really funny.
You're just a little guy whose father has grounded him forever. So you try and get out of the place, finding ways past your father's friends, and in the end, your father himself.
That's really funny.
And the hint was, let's be honest, you don't need a hint for this one, but just in case, you can pet the dog, all 3 of them.
That's a good one. If my brain had broken enough where I couldn't piece together it was Hades, I'm like, you can pet the dog. Well, that's not enough. All 3 of them. I would have been like, so it would have been a dog like in this section of the map, in this section, and in this section? Where would that have... How could that? I was yeah. I can see myself breaking that one. That's funny. I love that I went for like the cute one first. I'm like, what could this be? I'm like, no, never mind. They're all hot. Oh boy. All right, I got you with this one now. Ready?
Okay.
2 kids interested in astronomy fight bad guys with their chef best friend.
Why am I so bad at these games? I'm always the one who suggests them.
you like the fun trivia stuff. I get it.
I do. I like the fun trivia when I get to ask the question.
Yeah, got it. Because there was a point you're like, I made like 20 of these if you just want me to ask, and I was like, no, I don't want you to do all the work. I gotta do something, right? If moving forward, it's just like we're just quizzing Danny. I don't want to play. It was like, okay, you grown. 2 kids interested in astronomy fight bad guys with their chef best friend.
Can I get a hint?
Sure thing. You're the first one. The second one I think is like the dead giveaway. Was my most anticipated game from 2023. And also, while Tofr thinks, because we didn't bring it up on video, we both accidentally wore our Wholesome Game shirts today. We look pretty great.
Also, I just realized that you said astronomy and not astrology.
Yes.
Which changes things dramatically.
I'll tell you, I wrote astrology first, then double checked, and I was like, nope, wrong one.
Give me the second hint, because I'm drawing blanks again.
An RPG inspired heavily by Chrono Trigger.
Is it Sea of Stars?
It's Sea of Stars. I had to work so hard when you get Sea of Stars. The last one, I'm like, don't make a face. Don't say anything.
You did good. You did good.
You got it. We got there. Hell yeah. And there's another one I was just like, if people play, is it like, is the chef best friend doesn't make sense? And I'm like, is the astronomy too weird? Because I was like, yeah, you're right. Astrology's the wrong one. I'm like, yeah, let's get back on base. But
listen, I'm going to be honest. I had no idea about the astronomy part or the chef part.
Yeah.
I was just like, when you said the combination of most anticipated of 2023 and
Chrono Trigger.
That was like, it has to be Sea of Stars.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is kind of where I was like, I played with it a bit. We're like, not in the game, we just like, I'd like to study the moon and the stars. But like the whole thing is they're the solstice warriors. And I guess realistically, astronomy, I think, is just the moon and stars, which has nothing to do with the sun. So like that would totally mean Zale does nothing in this game, I guess. But we all care about Valera anyway. She's a baddie. But
all right. I gotta make this harder for you because this is too easy for you.
Easy.
It's making me look bad.
This one's bearing breakfast.
It is not.
Fuck.
It would be funny because wait till you hear it. Okay. You're just a little guy working for the government, trying to restore glory to not just your country but the world's.
I just see Kirby right now. That's not helping. Where's my indie shit? Dead Cells ain't it? It's not Joker from Persona 5.
You want me to read it again?
Yeah.
You're just a little guy working for the government, trying to restore glory to not just your country, but the world's. There is a hint available if you need it.
Yeah, I think I need the hint.
Okay, the hint is really simple. Democracy.
Fuck. Damn it. So, my brain, when you're like, for my country and the world, I was like, does Paper Please get that crazy? I've never finished it. Like, is it
I was
really
hoping your mind would go there.
Yeah. Now there's the nerve of like, oh, duh, it's this. And I'm going to say it, and you're like, no, idiot. And I'm like, wait, what? So it's got to be Helldivers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just knew like I had to avoid the word democracy in the initial,
Yep. I was about to be like, yo, there's freaking Obama Simulator 2022. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is it? Shit. No, I was like, man, Papers, Please gets crazy, dude.
It does get crazy, but
I believe it. I'll never know because the $5 that I spent for my child's medicine got me in jail. Oh, no. Alrighty. Let's see here. I'm going to change one a little bit because I think this one word might give it away. I'm going to do this. Okay.
Oh, wow, cheating.
Not cheating. Not cheating. It's not cheating. All right. A diverse group of maintenance workers gets hoodwinked by a member of the group.
Among Us.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Sure is.
This one, like, I just got because I was thinking for the longest time of how could I do Among Us without giving it away.
This was hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Because like you don't want to use the word imposter, you don't want to use the word crew, which is I just changed crew to group, so it wasn't even like that's too easy. But yeah, the hints were swiping your card is basically impossible. And some of the cast names are red, yellow, blue, green, purple, and imposter. Oh damn. Yeah, easy one, easy peasy.
Nice. I needed that to boost my confidence.
There you go. Bump it up. Easy one.
I got another one for you.
Bet.
You're just a little guy who wants to get back to his own planet, so you use even littler guys and their powers to try and find a way out. You know that one.
Yeah,
you know it.
But you know what? Give me the hint anyway, just for the funds, you know? Let's hear that one is.
Okay, the hint is he's literally more little than he usually is, too.
That little man Milo, my little guy, this Tiny Kid, baby. We love Tiny Kid.
I thought, like, since I was doing all of the descriptions about little guys, I had to feature Tiny Kid, right?
Exactly. You have to. You'd have to. I know Spider Team's working on their next game. I don't know if it has a name. There's a bunch of squirrels in it. I don't know. But I really want a Tiny Kid, too. I really want more Tiny Kid.
I get that.
Yeah. This is the last one I have, and now that I look at it, I probably shouldn't have saved this one for last because it was like not really a hard one. But
okay.
Let's see here. It's a card game that you'd likely find in a casino, but not that one.
Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers.
Yeah.
Not that one. It's funny because. But and back in 2023, I had played the demo for Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers, and that was the one I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
In 2024, and then in February we got Balatro, and I was like, well, I guess I'll give it a go. I don't think it'll be as good as that, but
yeah.
Here we are, 5 million copies later.
Exactly. I thought about making the not that one the hint, but I'm like, oh, I think it's just if I say the card you find or the card game you find in a casino, it's like, oh, it's Balatro. I'm like, I think it'd just be too much of a hat. You got it wrong. It's the other one.
Yeah.
Oh shit. But not that one. The hints were blackjack's pretty cool, and then this one's not Balatro.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh,
do you
boy.
Do you want a couple more?
I'm totally down. Yeah, we're like the 40-ish minute mark. We can keep running.
Okay. Let's see. In which order do I do them?
Honestly,
I'm not gonna give you all of them. I might save some for like if we do this again.
For sure. What? That's you see, I have like 20. This is like number 7. So I just 2 or 3 more. You know, whatever feels right.
Yeah. Okay. You're just a little guy out on a delivery, but then you pick up more things and people, and things get weird. There are horses somewhere.
Let me tell you, my brain is rattling between Death Stranding and Witcher, and I don't know what I'm doing.
It's indie.
Yeah, I know. So, little guy
out on a delivery. But then you pick up more things and people, and things get weird. And there are horses somewhere.
I mean, Arco's coming to mind, but I don't think that's really in the realm. I mean, there's horses somewhere for sure. Ooh, I think I need the hint.
Okay. The hint is, it's the most brilliant read you'll ever have in a video game.
The most brilliant read you'll ever have in a video game. There's horses somewhere. Yikes! I'm
No. I'm 100% sure that you played it.
Oh boy.
I mean, you might have skimmed it a bit.
This isn't. What's the hint again?
It's the most brilliant read you'll ever have in a video game.
Is it Kentucky Route Zero?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, oh man, that one. Yikes! I was nowhere near that, bro. I was on another galaxy. I'm like, where? What? And then I'll tell you, when you said Reed, my brain was also. I'm like, wait, Reed Richards just got added to Marvel Rivals, so it could be no. And then I was like, no, the music like a Reed, like a music. No, Reed like the okay. Yeah, that one was that one. Who? That one put me in another place. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Let's make it a bit easier.
Easy for cowards.
Okay. if that's how you see it.
Damn right I do. I got water on the desk.
Okay. You're just a little guy. Mm-hmm. But for some, you are a much larger guy, while for others, you are even more little.
So I'm a medium-sized guy, but like not for everybody. Cause this guy big and this guy little. Trying to think of somewhere I can shrink and grow, or I could be somewhere I'm just in between. I'm thinking Doki Doki Universe. That's a classic PlayStation Plus one. Yeah, I'm gonna need the hint.
The hint is you switch between these different perspectives. Which might be a little confusing, so I should add that you become even smaller or you become even bigger.
Okay. We're going down the pipeline, right? This is where our brain's at, right? They can't be right. First, I'm thinking The Adventures of Pip, which is not about getting big or little. It's about going from 1 pixel to like 32-bit, and like that's not at all what this is. No. There's like a 2D platform. I think it's called like Shift Up or something like that, where you grow and shrink, but I don't think that's it either. I don't know where
you really like.
It's a game that I really like. Where you grow and you shrink. I don't like games. What game would I really like? Oh no!
It's a puzzle game, if that helps.
Oh. It doesn't. I'm lost.
Oh.
It's fuck. What puzzle games do I like? I don't like puzzle games. That's not true.
I do believe it was in your top 10 of 2023. Let me check that. When did it release?
I feel so fucking dumb.
2023, yeah.
2023. Top 10. Right, grow and shrink. I'm like thinking 2023. I'm like, there's Cult of the Lamb. No, it was 2022.
I can give you an extra hint if you want.
Yeah. I didn't even need to get this hard, Tofr. Jesus,
it's from the same person who made Limbo and Inside.
Same person or like same team? Is there a difference?
The gameplay designer.
Okay.
You want their name? Is that gonna help?
I don't know. I'm gonna feel so dumb here in a minute, dude. I'll tell you that. Fuck. Yeah, give me the name, and if not, I think I have to put up the white flag.
The name is Jeppe Carlsen.
Nope, did nothing. Obviously, the obvious answer, I was stringing along the whole time. We knew that this was fucking a Plague Tale Requiem.
You know
Plague Tale Requiem. I don't know. I don't know. What is it?
Cocoon.
Fuck! Yeah, okay. Got it. Yeah, you're right. Fuck! Yep, okay. It's all coming together. The puzzle pieces are lining up. I'm having my Isagi from Blue Lock Mum where all the pieces are right there. Oh, damn it. Yeah. I was thinking the girl in the shrinking and that didn't click. And then when I got to like the limbo stuff, I was really locked on like 2D platformer. And I'm like, I can't find it. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. Damn it. Cocoon. Okay. What a bad game. Yeah, Cocoon's pretty great. I was supposed to be on a podcast to talk about it because it was on Tales from the Backlog. It's like, hey, I don't know if my partner's going to be able to make it. Could you do Cocoon if I need you? I'm like, put me in, coach. They're like, hey, the guy made it. I don't need you. I'm like, fuck. I just bought it on PlayStation so I can play it again. Then we did Spacing Unbound, so I can't be mad.
No, okay. It's a really good game to
You remember that, Dave. Kicked me out of Cocoon. Brendan Groom from Pass the Controller podcast taking your spot back. That was for me. Anyway, behind the scenes.
Let's do one more.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Now give me an actual hard one.
Okay. You're just a little guy in the 80s, working a summer job, minding his business, when you start to uncover a big mystery might be going on all around you. And the only person you can talk to about it is your boss/colleague. Little guy in the 80s, working a summer job, minding his business.
Okay, so you did use his there. I was going to say, is little guy gender neutral? And then let his... Oh.
It's his... Yeah, no, I actually made sure that all my games were about guys.
That's right. This is the man's podcast. Yes. Not the face. Shit. So my first thought was Oxenfree for some reason, and that's not it. Working with his boss.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm melting. I was doing so good.
That's really topical.
Yeah, like.
Because I'll give you the hint.
Yeah.
The game's ending is straight up fire.
Got it. Okay. Now read the initial one back so I can piece it together again. I'm gonna.
You're just a little guy in the 80s, working a summer job, minding his business when you start to uncover a big mystery might be going on all around you, and the only person you can talk to about it is your boss/colleague.
Got it. Okay. So it's Firewatch. Oh boy, let me tell you, that was a roller coaster. I was, whoo boy.
You made it in the end.
That was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh shit! Holy cow. I was thinking, I'm like, teenage boy working at the pool over the summer, and then the boss is like, get in the pool and say that you're a lifeguard. I'm like, what? I don't know where I was at. We came there. Okay, I mean,
like you need to make your own game.
Maybe. I don't know how much Lifeguard Simulator would do, but
listen, all of these simulator games are just hitting hard.
Yeah. Oh boy. But hey, listen, that was fun. That's good. We'll have to try and do those again. I definitely want to get back and do like the Steam review ones again, because that one was fun. And try and work with those. But yeah, the back and forth trivia ones are really fun. So chat, be sure to let us know how well you did and how many you got. How many are like, Danny, it easily was Cocoon. We all knew that. Crazy. Oh, timestamp. But I guess it's time we hop into what we've been playing. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first? What do you want to
do? I can go first.
Yeah, run it.
If that's okay.
Absolutely.
The devs for this one got in touch with me, asking if I'd be interested in playing their game.
Absolutely.
It's called Dad's Coming, and it is the debut game from... Hang on, because I didn't write down
Yeah, I
the
didn't
developer's name.
Trying to pull it up, and I can't find the trailer on YouTube. I have to go to the Steam page.
Oh no, Cold Lamen.
Okay.
Is the name of the developer. It's their debut game, and it's basically, if you enjoy games like Overcooked or Moving Out, then you're gonna enjoy this one. Mm-hmm. In this one, you play as two siblings who are at home, and the home is messy as fuck. And then all of a sudden, you get a message from this really strangely punctual father who's like, I'm gonna be home in 1 minute and 10 seconds. And then you have exactly that amount of time to get all of your shit into the place where it belongs. And you'll have to work together because sometimes you're on different floors. Sometimes you're in different parts of the room, but you can't cross each other, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
I have to say, I only managed to play it single player because I didn't have anyone to play multiplayer with. I
was about to ask, I didn't know if it had a single player mode. That's why I hadn't touched it yet. I was like waiting to get someone for like Steam Remote Play to like get together. But okay.
I get that. I get that because single player is tough.
Okay.
There is an accessibility feature where you can add time to the timer
to
make it just slightly easier for you. But in single player, it's tough because you can only control one person at a time. It's not like you use both thumbsticks to control both of them. No, you have to switch character all of the time. That makes it tough, especially because like the game introduces new elements the further you get into it. For example, things become fragile. So you can't just throw them everywhere. You have to throw them and have the other person catch it before it breaks. Or there are windows that you can smash by throwing things through them.
Okay.
But it's really well done. Like the new features that get introduced, it always feels like it happens at the right time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You each time you think, yeah, now I've got it. Now I'm nailing it. The developers are like, oh no, wait, we'll add this.
Mix it up a little for you.
All right. But it's really good. Like, I can imagine playing this multiplayer and having an absolute blast. I had a good time playing it single player, despite it being maybe a little too hard for a single player experience.
Okay.
Because the thing is, I couldn't like check if there's a difference in the amount of time you have when you play it single player or multiplayer. I didn't check that, but it feels like you got the time limits for the multiplayer just chucked into the single player version.
Okay.
So that's like the one critique I might have of this game, because otherwise gameplay feels really good. The controls are really intuitive.
Okay.
For the people watching the YouTube version, I really adore the pixel art here. And in comparison with like Overcooked or Moving Out, this one is all 2D instead of 3D. But it works really well. And I think for a game that's like a debut game, this is really well done. The original idea was like the devs participated in this game jam where they had to create a game in 48 hours, and the theme was After the Storm. And what they ended up with after those 48 hours was like the basis for this game, and they were so convinced by what they had made that they decided to start their own studio to actually develop it into a full product. And I have to say, it's an easy recommendation for me.
Yeah, I'm sitting here knowing that like it's sitting on my computer. I want to check it out. I'm looking at, having not gotten my hands on it yet, right? There's a part of the trailer where it shows like the 4 seasons. Is it like one level per season, or are there like different sets? Because I see the different scales of the houses and like, oh, this one's 3 or 4 floors. This one's like 9 floors. This one's just the 2 floors. Are there like
different
sets of levels?
There's different levels per season. Like you get different parts of the house.
Cool.
But it evolves throughout the season. You start out with both of the siblings being on like one floor.
Okay.
And then the next level, still in spring, is going to introduce a new floor or another new mechanic. And it constantly evolves like that. But like, for example, when later on in the game, when you get is it fall or winter? I can't remember.
One of those cold ones.
It introduces storms, and the storm can knock out the electricity, making it so that you there are times when you can't see what you're doing.
Oh no!
It makes it really interesting.
Do you have to like just power through and wait till the power comes back on? Do you have to like go fix it? Is it a?
You have to just wait.
Oh no!
It taps in and out. Yeah.
Okay.
I really like it. I'm not the biggest fan of games like Overcooked because they can be quite stressful.
Right.
And this one really invokes that same kind of stress.
Mm.
But it's still a good time. And I think if you do like games like Overcooked, then you can't mess with this one.
Yeah, this looks like a blast. It's giving like the ultimate chicken horse vibe where like obviously not the same type of game, but there's a simplicity of just kind of pick up and go when I look at this of like, hey, you just run a couple levels and dad's coming like, yeah, let's knock it out quick. Like this one looks like a lot of fun. And I want to get into it. Hearing like your thoughts on the single player, I'm like, this sounds like a co-op one. So whether that's like, we got to be like, Tofr, I need you to wake up at 6 a.m. so that we can play this at some point. But
I would be down for playing this together.
Absolutely, 100%. Do you know, is it one, I'm sure we could do Steam remote play with it. Do you know if it's one where if we both have the game, we could just sync up to a lobby? Because I know like we both got a key for it, so I'm not sure what the co-op looks like for this one. Or if it's like intended to be local.
I haven't checked that.
Okay.
Actually, I know that you can play it online.
Okay, cool.
Like Steam remote play is definitely involved, but let me see. If I mentioned it in my review. Hang on.
Which you can find on so many games.co.uk. Right.
Nice. Oh, damn.
Got that plug, baby. Got that plug, baby.
Does it say anything?
While Tofr's looking, so many games. What are we doing? Were you plugging Playlog? I plug you all the time. Are you over there plugging Playlog? What are we doing? I thought we were friends. We follow each other on Blue Sky.
I plug you everywhere.
Oh, bet. Thanks. Thanks, so many games. I appreciate you. Tofr, you are so many games. That's you're the entity.
It does say online co-op, but it doesn't say how it functions. I didn't check that.
It seems like a lot of games are going for the Steam remote play feature, which like I think asked me last year. I'm like, that kind of sucks. I wish it was included. Because like unrelated but semi, River Tales was a game that I think Kanai and I streamed last year, which is coming to console and everything at some point. I was under the impression that you need 2 copies of the game, log on to a server, whatever. But that wasn't the case. So when the game of the second key, I'm like, oh, the second one really is irrelevant because I have to sign to Steam, invite my friend. He plays through the internet on my computer, which I think has been kind of iffy sometimes. Like, does it work? Does it not work? As of late, I've had like such great experiences with it. Especially referring to River Tales, where like something that's a 3D platform, which can be so finicky with timing, especially when you're doing it over like a stream. I played natively, but Kanai, who played online, is like, this feels great. I have like no issues. Like there's no like lag to be like, oh, I fucked it up. But seems like they nailed it, and I'm really interested in seeing how people continue to use Steam remote play for stuff like this. Because I think that just gives us the option for all these games that are couch co-op exclusive. Like they don't have to be. You have your way around that where it's still playing from one computer, but playing a game, across the world. So, yeah.
That being said, I do think it's going to be the most fun when you play it locally.
Probably.
Couch
yeah.
I'm hoping this game pops off enough that it might get like a Switch port or something.
Ooh, that could be really fun. I love a Switch port.
Yeah, I think this is like the kind of game that I really associate with a platform like the Switch.
Hell yeah, coming to Switch 2, baby. Let's go. That's exciting. Yeah, I definitely want to try this one out. It's on the list, and I say that a lot for a lot of games, but
yeah, that should be a T-shirt as well.
I still gotta try this game. my merch selection is just me calling myself out for not finishing games. Yeah, it's hell yeah, dude. Any other thoughts on Dad's coming?
It's a really good time, and I'm really looking forward to playing it with friends.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I'm really eager to find out how many friendships I can lose with this game.
We're gonna try to find. I know we have a project coming up soon that'll be on our Saturday. So about most times, if we can find a Saturday that works for both of us, I'm totally down to do some more streaming shit and then collaborate with those. Or I know you were starting Sunday streams. I don't know if those are still postponed.
I haven't. Yeah, they're still postponed, I think.
Gotcha. Whenever something works out.
In February, they might start releasing.
I bet. Either way, whenever we figure it out, we'll just DMs are there. We'll figure something out. We'll stream some dads coming. I bet. Let's drop that timestamp. Tofr, I'm cracking my knuckles here, brother. We gotta do some conversating. Oh no. Hold on, let me do this first. So for the YouTube cut, we get to like. Can I talking about a thing? Perfect there, and I can edit out clean, so it's not with the extra dialogue that's in there. Anyway, so last week I got my key for Hyper Light Breaker. I've been playing Hyper Light Breaker a little bit. I probably have about 6 or 7 hours in there. Okay. If I was to review this last week, I would have ripped this game to shreds. I would have talked about how much I hated it, how difficult it is, how unintuitive it is, how it doesn't explain any of its systems. Like it's a mess. It is not fun. However, after I got the key, promised to stream it on Twitch, I was very vocal and I'm like, hey guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. The beginning here, I am not enjoying this game. I am having a rough time. Right now, the best thing, we might get like a Danny rage quit kind of thing. Like, Danny's so mad, this is funny. That might be what we get out of this. Luckily, my buddy Super Nintendad also received a key. He had been playing it on GeForce Now. I messaged him the night before. I'm like, hey man, this is what I'm dealing with. I'm hating. He's like, I'm dealing with the same stuff, but I'm kind of loving it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? How? I was like, I'm just having a good time. Now, cloud saves weren't working. So he's had to start the game over multiple times because playing on GeForce Now, you can't couldn't save your stuff to go back to your computer or whatever. So I'm like, brother, I would have quit then and there. But there was something about his enthusiasm that made me go like, I got to find what you like about this game. I'm not seeing it. But I guess I can now switch over to some gameplay here. But anyone who's unfamiliar, so from Heart Machine, who have made Hyper Light Drifter and Solar Ash, Hyper Light Breaker is this very Risk of Rain-esque adventure. You play as, I guess, the Breakers. Again, the game doesn't really explain itself a lot, so I don't know what I'm actually doing out here. I understand the objective, but narratively, not sure what we're doing. We're just kind of existing. But yeah, so you spawn in this world. You generate a roguelike world, which you have 4 lives for. You have 4 reses. You go out, you explore an open world. Every time you die, you lose a res. Once you die 4 times, that world is destroyed. Like it's like resetting. So it's almost like doing a regular roguelike where you have 4 lives. And then once you lose that 4 life, you start a new run. So that's kind of the easiest way to explain it. As I was starting this game, I realized earlier that if you're playing alone, this game is just way too difficult. This game, in no way have I found fun playing alone. I hop in the world, they spawn 7 or 8 enemies at one time, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when I'm getting used to the combat, I'm like slash, smack, dodge, whatever, and then one of the guys smacks me on the ass and I'm already down 1/3 of my health. I'm like, fuck, that's a lot. I can't do with that. Luckily, I can get med kits, right? Nope. If you look on this, sorry, you guys can't see it in the YouTube video because it's behind my face cam. But I'll edit it so you guys can see it there. There is a medkit option. They show like, here's where your health packs go. You have 0. I'm like, cool. Where do I find medkits? It's not told to you. You don't know where to go get medkits. I'm assuming I'm going to find them eventually. They're out here in the world somewhere. I'm going to get one. But I still couldn't fucking find one. I have no idea where these medkits are. The only source of healing that I found is there are upgrades, which every now and again, like when you execute something, you heal a little bit. Nothing substantial. Nothing like maybe a 1/5 of how much damage an enemy does anyway. So like, it's still not great. And then there's little flowers you pick up, which will each give you like 5 health. And they give you these things called Medigems or something like that. I'm like, not sure what these are. Let's find out. Later I go back, I die, I go back. In the shop, there is an upgrade where you have to spend, I don't know what the currency called. It looks like a trading card pack. It's like a booster card. You have to use one of these to purchase the upgrade to have medkits, which I'm like, that's ridiculous. The fact that medkits is an upgrade that I don't even get, I hated that. So I had to suffer through the game enough to earn one of these pieces of currency. Also, for anyone watching, your stream's not lagging? Probably not. I was playing this on PC. It's fairly intensive and trying to capture everything at the same time. Kind of rough. So might be a little hiccupy for footage, but it's going to be okay. But yeah, so finally I get this upgrade. I get the upgrade so I can actually, use medkits. Now the problem is I have to find these flowers I'm talking about, which give me the currency to then craft a medkit. But it takes 5 of those flowers to make 1 medkit. And the medkit almost, at least where I was at for health-wise, almost fills up your health bar again. But then when I use that, I have to go find 5 more flowers to make 1 more medkit. And with the amount of damage you take, it just doesn't balance out. The amount of the ability to heal and do anything is just so frustrating. And listen, I have a sticky note, Tofr, of all the issues I've got with this fucking game. Let me tell you. Why so hard? Enemies spawn. Oh yeah, there was a point where a bunch of enemies spawned in like into a wall, and they kept like growling at me. I'm like, where are they at? They're on the map. I'm like, oh, they're in a wall. There's nothing I can do about it. Whatever, they're fine.
Okay.
The other big complaint I think I have, so the way equipment works, which I think on paper is really cool. All of your items have durability. Right? So very Breath of the Wild, which might immediately sound like a turnoff, right? You get an item, every time you die, the durability decreases by 1. So depending you can get a basic item that has 1 health. You can get an upgrade item that has 3 health or something like that. So if I go in, I'm on my first run, I have my whole loadout equipped and I die, there'll be a moment where all right, decrease. If it breaks, it's gone. It's done. If it's a 3-part, it'll break 1. You still have 2 more runs with it, etc. I like the concept of this. I'm like, oh, interesting. It makes me have to really pay attention to what I equipped and what's it going to work. I think the problem is a lot of the perks that I pick up are so irrelevant to my kit. The amount of times I picked up this will increase your I'm making up words here because I can't think of what they were, but increase your bludgeoning damage. But I don't have a bludgeoning weapon. I don't have anything. I have a sword, or increase the rate or how fast your gun recharges. I think it's called a rail, which is what they call the guns. But until they did the first patch, you're not guaranteed a gun. If I would go into the world, I'd find a gun and die. It has 1 health bar. I immediately lose the gun. So now I just have a sword. So any ranged abilities are gone until I find another gun and then die again and it breaks again and blah, 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 blah. So it gets really frustrating at the fact that my kit gives me the option to do things that I just don't have the capabilities of doing. So it was this real rough back and forth of I feel like I have to suffer for hours to get to a point where I'm even remotely comfortable with this game, which is not okay, which is not fun. I really hated that. Let me get a little more positive here. Let's go.
Okay.
Visually, I love what I'm seeing. I love Heart Machine style. There's something about it that feels a little emptier than I would get with a Solar Ash or a Hyperlight Drifter in terms of how much detail there is in their particular style. I don't think I'm getting that in this game. That being said, I still love the color palette. I love the character designs. I wish as far as the world went, it meant a little more. The world felt like it had something to do with all the design and everything. I'm not getting that. But still, visually, I love what I'm seeing. Performance wise, I'm still going to chalk it up to my PC not being top tier. So it kind of sucks a little bit, but, I would like to think on a console version later, this will run so much better for me. And then I'll talk about playing it co-op. So after I messaged Super Nintendo, I'm like, hey, I'm hating this game. What do I got to do? He's like, hey, listen, if you want to play, I'm like, I'm streaming it on Thursday. If you want to come along, join in here, join the call. Let's play this game. He hopped in. He's like, so you did this, we go here, we get this, we got to do a thing. I'm like, okay, I'm understanding a little bit more. But then we got into a horde fight and I survived the fight. If you're watching the YouTube video now, you're watching me currently fight 9 people alone with 1 health. It's not good. When I did this with 2 people, I was like, wait, I survived an encounter? Holy cow. This game is so, and it's not I don't think there's multiplayer health. When you do a Monster Hunter fight, right? You're like, oh, cool. There's 4 of us. So the monster will have 4 players worth of health. So it's balanced out. But when you do it single player, it has 1 player's worth of health. So it still works out. This feels like the enemies have 1 established set of health. And that is how it's meant to be. If I play it alone, I'm playing on hard mode. Not even like it beat my ass to death hard mode. Like it's not there. But when I was like, oh cool, you can focus on these guys, I can focus on these guys. I actually got to fight a boss playing in co-op. Like this is clearly has come to me that this is a game that you can play solo or you can play co-op. Please don't play it solo. Don't play this game alone. It is not fun. From what I've heard, I guess the matchmaking is not great. So when I pulled it up, it looked like it was fine. I was able to see like, here's somebody's lobby I can just join. I don't know what the culture's like. For like, get out of my lobby. I'm only playing with friends. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. But it seems like if I wanted to find randos online, I could.
Okay.
But if you're someone who's like, I want to play with friends and you're finding it hard to convince your friends to buy the game, I think it's going to be hard to have a good time. I really do, which is like so unfortunate because this game was something I was so much looking forward to. I really wanted to love this game, and I still think I could. I think this could do the No Man's Sky thing of fixing everything. They've immediately put out patches of like, okay, we realize the health is not good. We've increased everybody's health by 10, except for this guy who increased it by 5. We now default, you do have a pistol, so you will have a ranged weapon. Like, they've done a lot of things in this first week to improve on just the basic stuff. But that has not improved the entire experience of the game, which right now I'm like, I really don't want to play anymore until I know like it is leagues and bounds better than where it's at. But yeah, I'm not happy to say how much I dislike this so far. It doesn't feel good. I was like, after we just did our most anticipated, and this was one of the first ones I talked about, I'm like, fuck, that's a letdown. That's a big letdown.
Yeah, it kind of worries me that I remember when it was on show during like game shows last year, and people played it and they were already talking about balancing issues.
Yeah.
To then find those balancing issues still being a thing when the game releases, even though it's early access, it kind of feels like they're not really listening all that well to like player feedback.
Yeah,
it's good that they're now responding with like patches, but the fact that it's not really doing that much yet has me kind of worried.
Yeah. I think it's got a long way to go before I think it's like what would be considered high quality. And I bring this up after last year, right? 2024 was the year of like, why is this early access game so fucking good? With Hades 2, with Beastie Ball, with Fields of Mystria, with Manor Lords, like we had beat for beat early access game that was basically like it felt complete, even though it wasn't. And then like this is the first example for 2025 of like, wow, this is the stigma that early access has, and I don't like that. Like this is why I think people don't like early access, because we get something like this. And I would love to see them reset course, fix what's wrong here, and be like, cool, we fixed it. But I still think that's now, like, we've further established that early access is not the way to go for gamers. So, like, I'm not going to buy a game till it's done, which for some companies can be detrimental, especially for indies of, like, we need to get a game out now so people will pay for it and play it. But I think if you put out something that's not going to function and feel like the gamer wasted their money on something like this, and again, I say this as someone who received a review code, but had I spent my money on it, I don't often feel like I've wasted my money these days. I'm like, I still got an experience, whatever. This is something like, fuck, I spent money on this, dude. I'd be pretty upset with that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Steam page, and it has a mixed status at the moment, with only 61% of reviews being positive.
Yeah,
what is disheartening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than half percentage. Yeah, And if I'm thinking when I read some of those reviews, a lot of them are like, hey, the game's pretty bad. I like it, but here's a lot of things that are wrong, which, depending on that's if you go through and look at the reviews, a lot of people are just like the IGN articles. You look at the number and then move on from there, as opposed to like, reading the in-depth of it. I think some people have some great criticism and things to fix, but giving it that positive review is tough. Like, I know we talked earlier, I was like, I want to do my due diligence and do more Steam reviews this year. I'm like, fuck, the first one I'm going to do be like, this game's dog ass. Like, I don't want to do that, but I feel like it maybe that's the sentiment of like, we see how icky it feels to be like, I'm holding up, if you want a positive review, you better fix the game. Like that feels icky to me, right? I don't like that. Yeah. But also like, maybe that's what, I don't know.
That's the the sad thing about Steam is that it doesn't have anything between positive and negative.
Right. It's just one or the other. Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind like, oh, Shaka Bra could be better, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I will see this game be better. This game will be good eventually. Mm-hmm. I think we bring up the Nintendo quote of like a bad game or a delayed game can still be good. A bad game is bad forever. Like we've heard it a million times. This feels like one of those like evidence of like, here we go. We should have maybe a little more time in the oven to sort this out, or more demos, more play tests. I'm not sure what all Heart Machine had behind it, but to say that right now, Possessors is my most anticipated Heart Machine game from this year. I think speaks volumes. The fact that I have this one in my hands, I'm like, what's next? Like I'm ready to move on to the next thing. So fingers crossed that, again, this gets improved, but right now I can't recommend anybody pick this up unless you and your friends are like, we're gung-ho, we're going to give this a shot and play together. I had so much fun co-op. Still a lot of issues. Everything I complained about is still there. It doesn't just magically make guns last longer and health packs show up sooner and blah, 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 blah. But it's an experience with friends that feels so much more rewarding than just getting your teeth kicked in for hours. So,
yeah, but I was just taking a peek at the Steam reviews, and one of the things I see here is that people are also complaining about how little content there is for its price tag at the moment.
Can you see if you play it, what the price tag is? Again, I got it for free, so I don't know the price tag right now.
It's just under $30. It's 29 euros. And apparently, like some reviewers are saying that like in 7 hours they already have everything.
Good for them. I guess they're good at the game.
That does make me wonder, did they make it just more difficult just so that people would have a tougher time and make gameplay last longer?
Yeah, maybe that's the case.
That feels kind of bad.
I like to err on the side of like, nah, they wouldn't do that, right? Indie devs are all nice people. Like, I don't think Heart Machine went out of the way to like make the game hard so they get their $30 worth. But yeah, I was in the space of like 20, maybe. Yeah, 30 is a lot, especially when like indies are typically in the 15-20 range. To be like 30 for a game like this, which as someone who hasn't finished it, I can't say like I've hit the finish line of like, that's all I got. I still have more to go. I've not completed a run. I haven't beaten a boss yet. Only having played so many like hours of multiplayer. So, I think this is a vote with your wallets. Hold off. Wait until you see people are like who have it are like, yeah, this game is getting better. It's getting worth it now. I can't confidently tell people to pick this one up right now.
I get that. Yeah. It's also like it's something that I had been wondering about before the game released.
Yeah.
That Devolver were ready to pick up Possessors, but they weren't ready to pick up Hyper Light Breaker.
Yeah, interesting, right? I
wonder if that has to do with like the direction the developer wanted to go with it or what.
Yeah. I would love to have someone from Devolver here because I would love to sit down and, we talked about, we would love to do more interview type things this year. So indie devs, anyone in the indie space who wants to have a conversation, I'd love to sit down with someone from Devolver or even like someone from Xbox when it comes to Game Pass and see like, what do those conversations look like when adding a game to your catalog, right? I'd love to be like, Devolver, are you reaching out to people? Are you finding games? Are they coming to you? Is it a mixture of the two? Is there a threshold of quality of like, sorry, your game doesn't like fit our Devolver standards? Because you're saying that like this was their game. If they were working with Heart Machine, why not this one? So it does sound like it could have been like a quality thing of like, or it was Heart Machine being like, hey, we're working on Possessors. We want to bring this to you. And they're like, that feels like our vibe. Let's work with that one together. This is a lot of what do we think is the case as opposed to any actual fact. But yeah, it's interesting to think about for sure.
But yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning, seeing that like the initial Hyper Light Drifter was just self-published. Yeah. But then for Solar Ash, they had Annapurna backing the game.
Oh, I didn't remember.
And then for Possessors, they have Devolver backing the game. And then for Hyper Light Breaker, it is Arc Games, which I hadn't heard of before. They have some good games.
Okay.
Remnant 2, Have a Nice Death, Torchlight.
Oh yeah.
Gigantic.
Yeah,
so they have good games. But yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah. Huh. What an interesting thing. I don't know that I know a studio that's jumped around publishers that much. Not to make it sound like you have multiple publishers. That's a pretty bad sign. I think I normally see like we work with the publisher, then we self-publish, or like we self-publish, now we work with, vice versa. But like, having self-published and 3 separate publishers for other games is interesting, right? I don't think it's a red flag to call like attention, but something to note, I guess.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
But yeah. My thoughts on Hyper Light Breaker. I really hope this game gets better soon.
Yeah. But also, visually, no one does it like Heart Machine.
True. Facts. They got a style, bro. And that's why Possessors, I haven't lost hope. That game still looks gorgeous as fuck.
It does.
Oh boy. But yeah, that's what we've been playing this week. Guys, be sure to let us know in the comments what you guys have been playing. I want to know, and then maybe we'll talk about your stuff later. We'll see. But now we're going to move on to the indie releases this week. This is for the week of January 23rd through January 29th. We have Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist coming out January 23rd for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. We have Border Town January 23rd for PC and Early Access. We have Ren's Resurgence on January 24th for PC. We have Mark of the Deep on January 24th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Cat Detective Albert Wild on January 24th for PC. One Room Dungeon January 24th for PC and Early Access. Darkest Dungeon 2 Inhuman Bondage DLC for January 27th on PC. Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter January 28th for PC. Botany Manor January 28th for PlayStation. Stone of Madness January 28th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Eternal Strands on January 28th for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I'm good. Cryptical Path on January 29th for PC. And then Batography, we reviewed that a few weeks ago on the podcast, on January 29th for PC. Free to play as well. Anything on here screaming to you want to look forward to checking out?
The Stone of Madness is, I think, the big standout. Also, Cat Detective Albert Wild.
Yeah, I want to pick this one.
If you haven't seen the trailer for that, just take a look, because this is something special.
It's given Chicken Police by the thumbnail. What am I looking at? What is this? What is? We got the cat. Oh my goodness. Is it like I don't know what questions to ask.
I won't have any answers for you, because all I know is what's on the Steam page. It just looks interesting. I'm intrigued. Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
by the visuals, by what's going on. I think it might be a bit darker than Chicken Police. I don't know.
Okay.
Although Chicken Police does get kind of dark as well.
Listen, dark chickens, baby. I couldn't tell from the screenshots if it was like a third person, like Grim Fandango type deal. And I was like, I don't know. And then, okay, first person with like the third person cut, but then there's 2D. This is an interesting one. Yeah. This looks like something, huh?
Also, the Steam description says a story of quantum theory and parallel universes, served with a lot of humor.
You know what? If there's anything I've said, your indie game, if it doesn't have quantum theory or parallel universes, get it the fuck out of here. I don't even want that, dude. Get it away from me. I know,
right?
Yeah. That's crazy. That does look cool, though. Yeah. I'm kind of interested. I want to see more.
You're looking forward to Eternal Strands mostly, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Eternal Strands looks so fucking good. I'm so excited. Definitely looking forward to that one. I've gotten a couple emails about Ren's Resurgence, and they've gotten away from me. I haven't looked at them yet. Okay. And then, I'm also interested in Stone of Madness. That one is a cool one from the team that made Blasphemous. I think it looks dope. You're like playing as 5 different prisoners who are in like an insane asylum, and you're like working together to escape. But the cool thing is they also have like greatest fears. So like, I don't know exactly what's included in those, but like if you have an old lady who's like, I'm afraid of fire, and you round the corner into a torch, it's gonna like fuck up your whole loadout. Like, oh no, I've scarred her for life because she saw fire. So I was like, I'm afraid of the dark. Like lights go out, like, oh no, my guy's fucked up. Like I'm interested to see what that gameplay loop looks like. The game seems really cool. So Stone of Madness is definitely one I'm looking forward to. But yes, Eternal Strands, like eyes on. I'm excited.
Nice. Nice.
Ah, boy, oh boy. But yes, let us know which games you're picking up this week as you roll into the viewer's favorite indie. But of course, you guys don't like indie games anymore. You're not telling us what you like. So that means we have to come up with our own. So we're spotlighting some indie games. Tofr, it's your week. So what game are we spotlighting this week?
I was surprised to find out that Thirsty Suitors has less than 200 reviews.
Oh, no. People, we have to fix this.
Yeah. Despite being an Annapurna Interactive published game, I thought it would get more attention. It has a really interesting setting. The Steam description says the power fantasy is being a romantic trash fire in human form. Basically, it's you are Jala, who is, I can't remember, she's from somewhere in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
But I don't know which country.
I forget.
But her family moved to the West years ago, and she is kind of caught in like that struggle between the traditions of her forefathers and her modern Western life, and it all ends up with her being like a kind of Scott Pilgrim type person, in that she's broken a lot of hearts. And the game begins with you coming back to your hometown, and you want to try and make up with everyone that you've hurt in the past. Now, most of these people aren't exactly waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
So you fight it out in dance battles, because of course.
So you do it. So you solve your problems.
Yeah. You also move from location to location using your skateboard, but then there's also these dream sequences where you skateboard. It's like, this game is pretty insane.
Yeah.
if I'm honest. But the thing is, behind all the flashy dance battles and the very millennial sense of humor, there's a lot of heart here. There's this is a story about people that have gotten hurt, and I think Jala might have been the most hurt out of all of them. And it's presented in such a cool way. Like, there's no game that looks like this. There's no game that plays like this.
Yeah.
It offers something really interesting that we just haven't seen all that much yet in the indie games, and that's why I think it deserved a highlight today.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked earlier when I saw you put it on here that like it's one that I played the demo for probably 2 or 3 years ago at this point. I was like, this is really dope. I love it. And the whole demo is what we're currently looking at, the like first fight in the diner with your one ex, who I don't think is actually your ex. He's just like, I really had a crush on you, but like we never dated. But he's like, but I still love you. I think about you every day. And I'm like, oh, brother, you're being too clingy. But like it does because you say like it's nothing else like it, right? Like it is so unique, but like you can almost cherry pick up. Like it's got that turn-based RPG style, like the half Paper Mario, but also like Earthbound type deal going on. But then you have all the different types of mini games. There's like cooking mini games. There's the skateboarding, right? So you have the focal point gameplay, but then there's so much different stuff that sometimes can get overwhelming of like, oh no, the game doesn't focus on one thing. It does a bunch of different things fairly well, but nothing like great. But like what I've played the game, like I've enjoyed, everything's felt so fluid. I've enjoyed playing through different parts of it. Like, oh cool, the skateboarding's fun. The combat is fun. The cooking mini games are fun. The dialogue is great. Picking your dialogue options. Like it's clean. Everything is so like fine tuned. And I'm like, fuck, I need to go back and finish. I just, I've only got, I think I've beaten like 2 of the X's, I think, from like not counting the official guy. So 2 after that, but
yeah.
Sick.
I can really recommend it. I love how every single character, like, they start out kind of like caricatures, but you get to know them through the among other things, these dance battles, and all of them show this personal growth in a really cool way. It's like it's not saying be like this or be like that. It's more like you can be messy, you know?
We're all a little messy, guys. We're all a little messy.
Yeah. And also, another thing that I really like about this is that it just shows a culture that I have not really witnessed all that much in Western media.
Sure. Oh man, 2023 and 4 specifically were like great for just like showcasing games from like some of these Asian cultures, right? Like we're talking like Until Then's and especially on Balatro earlier, but we had Thirsty Suitors, we had Venba, like we're getting a lot of them, and I hope we continue to see that growth for these type of cultures. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah, guys. Check out Thirsty Suitors. I think that one's still on Game Pass. That's at least where I played it before.
It might be. It might be.
And if not, I think it's on all platforms, I believe. Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Steam. So, hell yeah. Timestamp it. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Playlog. If you guys enjoy, be sure to leave a comment. You know, the engagement is king. Shows that YouTube's like, hey, these people like this stuff. We show it to more people so we get a bigger audience for the podcast. So just a nice little great episode, guys. Goes a long way. Also, that thumbs up, also important. Takes a simple little click. If you're on audio services, Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever, be sure to leave that 5-star review. It really helps out. There's also engagement on there now, so you can leave comments, at least on Spotify. I don't know about everything else. There's a lot of platforms. But yeah, engagement's king. Please help a brother out. Leave a little ping on there. Tofr, if these little scrinkly dinklies wanted to find you across the internet, where would they go? Like scrinkly dinklies?
The easiest way is through my Linktree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word, and another plug quickly for so many games.co.uk, where you can find my written reviews. That was a weird way to end.
I was gonna say, I was like, there wasn't a period on there. Absolutely. And then, of course, you guys can find me at CGDannyB all across the internet. You know, TikTok's back, so maybe I'll post on there again. We'll see. But another plug that now time is weird because we're recording this on Tuesday, so you're going to miss this week's, but next week's still there. On Tuesday nights over on Crit Hit Chronicles on Twitch, we are doing our D+ Ultra series, which is an American version of My Hero Academia, which listen, I play this guy. His name's Colt Campbell. He's a shy little boy. He's got neon powers. So imagine like Fetch from Infamous Second Son. And he's just like really shy. He's just like, I don't like talking to people. But now like the rest of the party's whole goal is just like, there's another edgy girl in class who's like, she got like banshee powers. So she can't really talk. She speaks through her phone. So they're like, we got to set them up. So like in the middle of any conversation, they'll like, the one guy Issei will take Colt's arm and like wrap it around her shoulder. Like, I'm touching a girl. I don't know what to do. Like it's a really fun. And we're playing with kids on bikes. Yes, we were on Kids on Brooms, just moved to Kids on Bikes, hoping to move to Kids with Capes later, but you know, timelines are weird. But yes, loving that series. We are doing episode 3 tonight, I think. Episode 3 tonight. So watch him on the Crit Hit Chronicles YouTube channel, and then catch us live on Twitch Tuesday nights. It's a good time. That was my long rant, but Cujo, I love you. Thanks for DMing. You're great. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Don't forget to play Hollow Knight.